Hey, oh, wait a minute. My camera's gone. Why can I hear myself? Oh, crap. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Nope, that's correct. That needs to be nested camera. Uh-oh. Huh. 1 second. There we go. It's back. Okay, back to me. Hi, everyone. Forgot to turn off my lights. Hold on a second. Let's see. Let's go here. Kill that. Much better. Much better. Okay, hi. Pause this crazy ass music. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. As you can see, I finished the Xenomorph. It's done. It's gone. Forever posted to the internet and not my thing anymore. What's up? I'm in an ad, so I can't hear you. Oh, okay. I'm sure it'll end pretty quick here. I gotta get Instagram up and running real quick because I forgot. Let's see. Plus live video. Building the speaker again. Okay. Let's just do public. Next. But happy Friday, everybody. You made it to the end of the week. You survived. We all survived. I can't believe I finished that project. It's weird being able to say that I finished that project. It always feels, there's always that time period after you finish something and you're just like, well, shit, what do I do now? Like, clock it on my time tracker. All right, there we go. So I went looking through my projects and I found something. So let's see here. Go live in just a second. Come on, Instagram, catch up. There we go. All right, I got all my chats up. Speaker nice. I get that a lot. Yeah, it happens to all of us. It's just part of the thing. Okay, so yeah, no, I'm working on the speaker again. My controls are all jacked up because I've been working in ZBrush today, and I am used to moving around in ZBrush now. Hinzoi, hello, how are you? Resequence, what's up? How are you? All right, so let's get some chill music going. I'm relaxing a bit tonight. I wanted to do something a little bit easier. Just because I am a little fried after the Xenomorph. We'll do this one. This works. Yeah, I've used this one a couple of times. All right, cool. Hello. How are you all? Himanshu, hello. Majidash. Is it Majidash? Hello. Ron7H, what's up? Not working on the Xeno. Xeno is done. You're on YouTube, so you probably didn't see it. But the Xeno is complete. If you guys want to see it, let me pull it up real quick here. So over on my ArtStation here. We are done. So the Xenomorph has been finished and completed. It was to a point where I was happy with it and ready to be done with it. And it came out, I'm pretty happy with it. Pretty happy with the way it turned out. So if you guys have seen it on ArtStation, make sure you give it a like on ArtStation. I'm gonna kill my PC with the amount of objects I have. Oh man. Ooh, that looks awesome, dude. Thank you so much, Ron. Yeah, it came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. There's still some things that I wish I could change, but I could do that with any of my projects and just tweak everything. Plus, that pose, I don't know, that pose just really worked out really well. I liked it a lot, so looks epic. Thank you, I appreciate that. But yeah, no, we're working on the speaker. I wanted to do something simple. I knew this was pretty close to being done. I just got to do these stupid little peg things in the back. So yeah, we're just gonna finish this. I think, pretty sure. Yeah, we modeled the interior already, so that's all done. Just doing some simple, basic stuff tonight. And this was the live tutorial series, so if you guys are following along or were following along, it's back, so feel free to follow along again if you are. And let's just roll into this. I'm gonna go ahead and create my little screw piece. I'm gonna try something different that I saw somebody else do that I really liked. So create, we're gonna go do a polygon primitive. Let's see, what was it? Was it the helix? Yeah, it was the helix. So I saw somebody else do this, and I wanted to try this. So let's see, we're gonna increase the coils because we want, it's gotta be like a screw. And we need to increase the width, nope, not the width, sorry, the height. Maybe a little bit of width too. It's a good scale for it. Subdivisions, we want to drop. Don't want that many. I need more than that though. We'll call it 35. Should be okay. Yeah, 35 should be all right. Okay, so we'll do that. And then the axis, we need it. Pretty simple, actually. Not that simple. That's a little too simple. There we go. That should give me the coil that I'm looking for. And then the radius. We gotta drop the radius a bit. Whoop, that's too much. 0.1. We'll go shoot for 0.2. No. 0.15. Hello. Let's go for that. Add me, please. I was asking. Wait. Hello, sir. Add me, please. I want asking my questions. Add you to what? Exactly there. I'm not sure what you're asking me to add you to. What's up, Brussels? How are you doing? Is my 2025 buggy at all? I'm still using 23 and I've been wanting to switch to. It's better now. It was very buggy when it came out, so it's much nicer now. It's probably a good thing that you waited, but it's like 2 or 3 patches in now, so that's not too bad. Just delete that. Okay. Bridge that. Bridge that. Disconnect that. I think this is how he did it. I never thought to do a screw like this, so yeah, no, that's how he did it. All right, cool. Well, that's neat. That worked out really well. So the other thing is this has to kind of cap off somehow. So what I need to do is kind of end it up here. So I gotta think how I want to do that. That's the problem with these coils. Because what I could do is just my target. Well, it's been it feels like it's been months since I've actually been in Maya. Sharky, what's up, buddy? Udason, yeah, let me know what you were asking me to add you to, because I don't know what you're asking for. Alright, so let's select that. I'm gonna do that. Extrude that upwards a bit. Nope, excuse you. Okay. Just kind of rebuilding this a little bit. I'm okay with that looking like that for now. Have to save. I'll save. I just got started, but I'll save. There we go. How you doing, buddy? Okay, so we got that. Let me do the same thing down here, just so I'm working kind of the same way. It feels weird. I've been texturing and lighting for so long at this point that, like, I don't remember. It's like a brain fart, almost like a really bad brain fart. Let's see. I think I'll leave that way. Let me think about that. Let's do that. That'll be hidden anyway, so I'm not really hyper concerned with that. Let's just flatten this as best I can. Okay, that's fine. Let's do an extrusion on that. Beautiful. Alright, so these usually have a hole in them, so we gotta do a hole. What is the hotkey to merge it that quick? Yeah, it's a tool. It doesn't have a hotkey. It's the target weld tool. Hey, Maxim. I am tired as usual. Sleep is so messed up. I feel that. I'm tired today too, but I forgot to go get caffeine. That's what I was gonna do. Damn. That's a bummer. I was gonna go get some energy drinks. Because it's Friday. I want to be awake. Christmas coming soon. Any plans for the holidays? Just relaxing. Hanging out with the family. I'm trying to slow it down a little bit on the content creation stuff, just so I can like take a meaningful break. But I don't think I'll be slowing down on the live streams all that much. Just kind of playing it by how I feel. All right, so this is going to be kind of funky. I've never actually done this before, so we're gonna experiment with this. I'm thinking what I can do. What about yourself, Ron? What I can do is I can do an edge slide and just kind of form a circle here. Can I do a surface slide there? Almost. Okay, here we go. This is very crude and probably isn't going to work, but we're going to try it anyway. Circularize. I mean, yeah, I don't. Technically it's correct, but it doesn't match the actual body of the cylinder, so we have to fix that. Sucks is I want to cut this in half, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Alright, so let's take that, extrude that inwards. That's not nearly large enough. Alright, so let's back that up. We're not going to do that. I need to look at what a speaker pole looks like. And unfortunately, I think I deleted my PureRef scene. So I'm kind of screwed there. So I got to rebuild that. Hello, I've been working on Blender for a while and planning to start learning Maya. Do you have any advice on what you should keep in mind as just getting started with it? So yeah, don't get too stressed out with it. It's gonna be different, but you have to remember that the tools basically transfer across each application. So like, don't stress too much about it. If there's a function in Blender that you can't find in Maya, generally there is the same function. You just gotta find what the name is for it. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Like if you have questions in the community or anything like that, like, I've been using Maya for 15 years, so I can help you through that if you need. But yeah, just have fun with it. Just be open to learning it, and it's an incredibly powerful tool. So I hope you enjoy it. Just gonna be with the family, aunties and cousins coming to spend Christmas Eve. Nice, very cool. Let's see, El Chichi, hello. I like the name. Thank you so much. Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. Okay. I'm trying to think of how to best do this. I could bully in it if I really hated my life, but all right, hold on. I'm curious. Let's look this up real quick. Hold on. Speaker pole. Speaker plug pole. I need to see what these stupid things look like. These are all MIDI poles. Speaker plug. This is what I get for being unprepared. No. Oh, here we go. Ooh, it's usually a big hole. Okay. Well, a couple things here that need to change then. This needs to be a tad bit stubbier. Let's see if I can get a boolean to work. Sometimes they work. totally didn't rotate that right. 90. Okay. Google speaker stand. Speaker stand. I don't need the stand. I need the pole. They're called poles. So like the plugs on the back of your speakers are generally called poles because they're just negative positive pole. So you plug your wires into those. It's not really a stand necessarily. I know it sounds like a stand, but not really. Okay. So what I want to do is try to line this up with as much of this geo as possible. The issue being, let's turn on my wireframe. Okay. So I might be able to make this work. It's one of the only times you'll see me use booleans. Speaker stand pole for days. What's up, Z? How you doing, man? Good to see you. I think it was this, right? And then you click that, and then it does that, cuts a hole, and it's gnarly and nasty and ugly. Honestly, though, that's not bad. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go freeze that. All right, cool. So let's look at how bad this got jacked up. So we are actually not that bad off. This interior's trash, but we can fix that. This is why I hate booleans. Doesn't create any discernible topology at all. And delete. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna check this outside thing. We're gonna fix any of these issues. So I know that's kind of a thing. So the question is, how do I take that and then make that into a quad, or do I just delete it and get rid of it and call it good? Other issue is we have these new verts. So I know one thing I want to do is just kind of delete some of these. So we're just gonna do Control Delete. Any of these inner space ones, they need to go. There's probably a better way of doing this, but this is all my little brain can think about right now, so. M. Sheriff, nice work on the xenomorph model. Love the mechanical elements. I'm glad. Thank you so much. I see you live again. Sorry, I turned into the previous stream recently. I'm in the UK stream. So yeah, I know it's kind of rough for my UK viewers, so I'm gonna try to mix some up in the future. That way, you guys can actually like interact live, because I know that's something that a lot of people miss out on. So hopefully that'll change a little bit. But I appreciate that, and thank you for hopping in and let me know. Okay. Ooh, look at that. That's disgusting. Okay, I'm gonna fix that one manually. Same thing kind of goes for that. Okay, so Control Delete. Just gonna continue trying to clean this up a bit. This may also be one of those cases where I just have to be okay with triangles. Which is okay, there's nothing wrong with them necessarily. I just try to avoid them. Okay. Just kind of working our way through this. That's not what I wanted. I may end up hating this, so there's entirely a possibility that I'll go back through and just clean it up again. Let's see. But this is one of those really strange shapes where you just kind of have to decide like what you're going to sacrifice. And no triangles is what I'm sacrificing. Sure, I deleted most of those. Alright, so we should be able to now, at least in theory. Oh, nope, there's another one. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? There you are. Control, delete. Okay. So in theory, you can just extrude that. And do another one. And then I'm going to scale it in. Oops. Circularize, okay. So if I 3 that now, that doesn't look too terrible. It's not as sharp as I would like it. So I may have to do like, I may have to figure out how to add some supporting outer geo, but that's not a huge deal. Is there no way you could just mirror the 1/4 and repeat the object like Blender? You totally could, but because it's a screw, you have a spiral that's going all the way around the mesh. So you can't repeat that. You have to have that consecutive. So this is one of those weird pieces where like you would think it would be that way, but you can't really do it that way, unfortunately. Maya, any opening job is there? Maybe. You just have to look for them. What's up, Mukesh? Hello. Let me see. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. What happened? Triangles are bad. Hexagons are the bestagons. Absolutely. Hope you're doing well. Been taking a break from 3D this week and got feedback, which got me discouraged from doing it for a while. Aw, that sucks. I'm sorry. I know how that feels, though. I kind of got pressured into taking feedback on a project that I wasn't really looking to take feedback on, and it discouraged me a lot, and I decided to screw that advice and just went on with my own thing. But I'm sorry that that discouraged you, and I hope that doesn't last very long, because I'm sure whatever it was, you know, you can work through it. Don't forget to like the live stream. Absolutely, Kelsey, and how are you? Yeah, sorry, I really want to watch your stream from start to finish, but it's 2 a.m. and I'm literally falling asleep, so I'm going to bed. Have a good night. Ron, have a good night. Thank you so much. Pushy. Yeah, when it comes to like taking critiques on your work, I always recommend that you're in a headspace where you're okay to like accept those critiques. And if you're not, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's something that I had to kind of figure out for myself. And when I went to, finally like seek out critiques on my work, I realized I was not ready, and it was kind of discouraging. So I hope that gets better. You know what sucks is I don't know what I deleted and what I didn't delete. This is gonna be kind of weird, but I'll figure it out. This is a new thing for me, so. Also a terrible shape. I don't like this shape at all. Okay. That should hopefully be good. Control delete. This is also one of those pieces that I don't know why I'm spending this much time on it. See if I can actually... Don't think that's gonna work. Oh, it did. Kind of. Almost. There's some clear differences across... Yeah, that was the problem that I was worried about. Let's see. Sir, while doing Boolean methods, so many edges are coming to edges. How can you connect, sir? This is just me kind of messing around. I honestly have never done this before. I'm just trying to find a better way to do this. So I'm really not sure. But no, it won't crash it necessarily. It just, it doesn't look too awful. It doesn't look amazing. But it could be worse. Okay. So I don't like that way. Oh, let's see. In short, kind of forced his beliefs and tactics of photorealism in his feedbacks when photorealism wasn't my goal. Really emphasized that if I wanted to make things accurate, I'd need to make it. Imperfect and stuff. I don't really know how to take it, to be honest. I couldn't argue with him. He's just 30 years in the VFX industry. I mean, you kind of can and you kind of can't, right? Like, obviously you can't argue on, like, the amount of, like, experience they have, but just because somebody has experience in any industry doesn't necessarily mean they know everything. And that's something I've learned throughout the years in the many industries that I've worked in. As far as, like, forcing concepts on somebody when the project isn't fully understood, that's not right. So looking at the project, if you're doing something, say, like, we'll just, like, use, like, Arcane, for instance. So if you're doing something like Arcane inspired, right? That's a very stylized approach, and photorealism is not going to help there. It's not going to function there. It's not going to work there. You're going to be fighting kind of a losing battle there. So that definitely sounds like maybe that probably wasn't the right person to approach to get critiques on. But I also don't know the full story, so it's kind of one of those things, like, could be what it could be. But I don't agree in forcing, like, somebody else's style on your own style, because, like, that's their style. Why are you not Control-Zing? Is it Control-Zing? Oh, there we go. I'm going to reverse this Boolean. This idea did not work out the way I wanted it to. But I do have another idea. I honestly, like, if there's one thing I hate doing hard surface, it's screws. What's up, Brush Fox? How you doing, man? Kelsey, you didn't answer me. How you doing? Missing you in the Discord, but hopefully streaming's going well. Yeah, man, it's going good. It's going good. I had to kind of dial some stuff back a bit, but how are you doing? I didn't even see you were live. My phone never told me. Ah, man, I'm here. Don't worry. Trying to think of the best way to do this. Because I really don't want to rely on Booleans for this. But if I can select... Let me think about this. Let's see. I could just select a cluster of these and circularize them. Let's see if that breaks this. This is such an awful shape. Engineers should feel bad, because this is a terrible shape. But ideally in real life, like, this would be really easy, right? You just have a threaded screw that you drill a hole through. Let's see, let's get that bottom thread too. I think that's pretty good. All right, so we're gonna try this. I don't know if this is necessarily gonna work, but we're just experimenting here anyway, so not a big deal. Oh yeah, that worked terribly. Awfully. Okay, that's cool. Decent, been sketching like a fiend. Dude, if your life was... I'm gonna Boolean that before you add the spirals. Yeah, no, I don't know if I want to add the spirals after I Boolean that. I don't know. I was watching... Who was I watching? Polyrender. and he was building a spark plug, and he gave me this idea. This is not fun. I'm so used to Rhizome and just being able to like intuitively select things that going back to Maya, it's kind of a pain. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody on Instagram. Guys, remember too, if you're watching on Instagram, Instagram capped the live limit to 1 hour. So if the stream pauses for some reason, I'm still here. I'm still on Twitch and YouTube. I'll just I'll bring the live stream back. Don't worry. That's gonna be a lot of cleanup. Yeah, it will be. I honestly am getting to the point now where I'm like, I don't know if I really want to spend this much time on this little part, and I might just leave it without the hole. But there's also that part of me that's insufferable and just likes to make things overcomplicated for no reason at all. I'm gonna try rotating this, and if this doesn't work, I might actually just ignore this. Oh, I see what it's doing. It twisted really badly in there. Okay. Hold up, now I gotta do this myself. I see what you're trying to do. Yeah. What's up, Rambo? How are you? I remember on a gig trying to make some mechanical parts, and starting simple was always good. Working on AAAs and deadlines were so toxic. Yeah, I'd be interested to try. I don't know. I mean, maybe I guess I could try to do it like a different way, but I don't know. This is just one of those shapes that sucks. I knew it was going to suck when I chose to do this project too. I was like pulling the speaker apart because I have these speakers, so I was like pulling it apart, looking at it, and I'm like, this part is gonna suck. Yeah. Oh, that doesn't help either. And my pivot's all jacked up. Alright, are you gonna self-correct or nah? Okay, I give up. We're gonna pretend that hole exists, and I'm not gonna worry about it. Yeah. If I find a better way, I'll find a better way. In the era of 3D scanners, AI, tons of free 3D models online, what do you think the survival rate of us as an artist? It's kind of dependent on like you as an artist, right? Like you need to make sure that your work outsells what that stuff is. You know, 3D AI generated 3D models just aren't there yet. They suck. If you've tried to do one, you can pull them through and they're terrible. I myself experimented with some of them just to see like where they're at capability wise, and they're not good. Like they just kind of generate garbage, and the UVs are trash, and the textures are not great either. So you need to be higher skilled than those tools. So if you're lower skilled than those AI tools, then yeah, you kind of have to worry a little bit. And like it sucks to say that. It's honestly awful to say that. But as long as you are persistent in what you're doing, and you continue creating and doing what you're and building your portfolio out, you're gonna be okay. I wasted a week trying modeling AirPods, and I couldn't get started learning hard surface. Any advice on modeling curved shapes? Curved shapes are difficult. Like, I'm not even gonna lie about that. So like a lot of people ask me to do like cars and stuff. I hate cars because the topology has to be so perfect and clean. So curved surfaces, you just really have to pay attention to your edge flow and try not to make things too dense. The more dense your model is when you're working on like smooth, like curved surfaces like an AirPod, the more you're going to have issues with like bulging and bending and things like that. So it's really kind of like the best way is just to kind of keep them as simple as possible. Let's see. Hey, sorry, I was in the middle of the game, but I did answer you and just said trying to cope. I'm sad. Oh, Kelsey, I'm sorry. I hope things get a little bit better. Do you have any new like updates or anything? 90% of AAA is outsourcing. Most decent modelers will work on high-end hero stuff. That will never go away. Look into Elemenza 3D training from Maya. He's an amazing teacher. Works on a lot of hard curved surfaces. That's okay. So Elemenza, I haven't heard of that person yet. Worked with him at Axis when I was interning there. Gotcha. Cool. What I saw someone's workflow was they put images, outlined them, and then added faces. Wait, what? Michael? What are you talking about? Actually trying to get me to drive out to CA to pick up our son so he can refuse to come with me. Oh. What the hell? Oh, cars and stuff. Gotcha. That's ridiculous, Kelsey. I'm sorry. Okay. Since I've decided to go the simple route, I'm just gonna go for it. Okay, so these generally have... And I'm sorry, guys, I deleted my PureRef file by accident when I rebuilt my machine, so you guys can't see my reference. But I've just got Google pulled up over here. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at here. Hey, thank you so much for the follow, Ren SSSD. I appreciate you, buddy. Okay, but I got to bounce for an interview for a gig tomorrow on Saturday. So out anyway, enjoy the rest of your stream. When you go back to server, hit me up. All right, sounds good, man. You have a good night. Or a good day. I think it's day where you are, right? Possibly. So this is kind of what we're doing here. I suppose I could have done it that way, too. That would have been easier. That's okay. Not stressed about it. 3 a.m. Okay. Have a good night. Okay. Have a good night. All right, M. Sharif, have a good night, too. Type of situation is better. BS, I have the problematic classmate that essentially in the same type of boat within the department. I gotcha. All right. So let's just go ahead and extrude that down. Bridge that across. Beautiful. So we have our little cap thingy. Let's see. I closed my window. Hold on a second here. So we're going to move this in here. Can't tell. Is that... Yeah, it did get rotated. Kind of weird. Okay. These are a little bit too big. Okay, that's better. 3D Bravo, hello, how are you? Yeah, Kelsey, I really do hope stuff gets better. You guys are in my thoughts for sure. All right, so now I need to just do the outer thing, the outer cylinder thingy. And the big question is do I want to do the knurling? Do I dare torture myself? I think I'm going to. I'm going to try it anyway. Alright, so let's look at this guy. So we need to change the subdivisions on the height. We'll go to 10. Nope, that's not the subdivisions. 10. There we go. Alright, so that should... No, it needs to be more. So we'll do 30, 20, 40. They need to be square. Okay, there we go. Alright, so what we'll do now... I'm going to take this ring, take this ring. This one's getting extruded inwards. And then... This is where we get really kind of dumb. Come on. Okay. So we are going to... I'm going to save this before I do this, because this always is, like, kind of risky. Apply most of your knowledge with my students. Nice! I'm glad to hear that. Let's see. We're going to bevel. Okay. Cool. That's nice. Verts. I just need all of those. This was a trick I learned a while ago. Oop. Sometimes it doesn't want to work. There we go. That should be all of them. Okay, so now that that's done, we can just select everything. And then come... Here, I need to move this out of the way of the speaker because I can't see what I'm doing. So we can take this, select all of this junk. That's everything. You can do an extrude, turn it off, keep faces together, pull it out, scale it in. And then from here, you bevel one more time and hope to God it doesn't crash. I've been trying to hit the gym too many years of eating to feel better. Oh, I got you. Yeah, the gym's good for you though. It's a good place to be. I'm back in the gym too myself, so it's a good place to be. So that looks good. All right. So the reason I did that is because I still leave my support rings here, so I can still add my loops. Maybe not. Don't you crash. Okay. Maya hates these shapes. Okay. So... This takes a minute to calculate, I guess. Thank you. Yeah, it's... I've been trying for a while and, like, just... Life is busy, man. Like, it's just so busy. It's hard sometimes to get in there. Mesh tools, especially with the holidays, but it's been good. But I'm glad you're doing something good for your health, Kelsey. That's good. Working out, especially like for those of you guys who are 3D artists, like getting in the gym is good. It's good for you. We spend all day sitting at a damn computer. You need to do a little bit of something good for yourself. Ooh, I don't have my plugin installed. Oh no. That's all right. I'll do it manually. Actually, I don't think I have to. No, I do.
Do it!
Jesus Christ.
Just do it!
What's up,
Don't
Microcrafter?
let
How
your
are you?
dreams be
It's
dreams.
been a long time. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. I've been sitting on doing that. My department's been pulling the most asinine tier of nonsense on me this year, and I ended up picking a fight with the wall. Yeah, don't do that. Don't punch the wall. Wall didn't do anything to you. Good to see you, Microcrafter. How are you? I'm just trying to control the things that I can. Absolutely. Yeah, when you're stuck in a space where you can't control a lot of stuff, finding the things that you can control will help you so much more than anything else. So that's good that you're thinking that way, Kelsey. I think that'll work. Look at that. Beautiful. Didn't even have to quad draw it. All right. Let's see. Mesh tools. I want this to kind of bevel a little bit. Okay. Pretty little bevel. 3. Nope. Okay. Better. Okay. Cool. So if I turn off my wireframe now, you can see that it's got that nice knurling on there. So it's a good little hard surface detail that you could do it as like a height map, but sometimes it's just nice to not do those as height maps. Fine. Happy to finally come in here. Now I'm on my 2nd year of school. Nice. How's school going? High school, I punched a bathroom stall and got a hairline fracture in my hand. Did you? At our school? Which one did you punch? I was smart and I used cushioning things so I didn't mess up my hand badly, but going to, yeah, that's fair. Jesus, Kelsey. But that's good. You're improving. You're finding better ways to handle it, and I'm proud of you. Okay. I don't really care about that being physically accurate, so we're gonna leave it as is. Let's go ahead and insert our. Let's go ahead and do our supporting edge loops real quick. Okay. All right. Let's be a tad bit bigger. Should fit right over that. And those beautiful threads that we made, can't even see them. That's why I'm kind of glad that I didn't worry about them. Okay. Cool. That's the speaker. The only other thing I need to do now, I need to hide this, and then I'm just going to run my wires. I know you can't really tell where they go, but I still, as much as I don't really want to, I'm going to do it. These generally just wire to the same thing, I'm pretty sure. We're in a cool project with a war museum. So excited to do that. Any advice on realism? Just look at your lighting. Focus on your lighting and your texturing. Those are really important things when it comes to realism. And to make sure your models are as like cleanly like cut as possible. So like when you're modeling things like, so you're doing a war museum, right? So if you're looking at like old military gear, like, you know, World War II stuff, generally they didn't have super sharp cut clean lines like we do in like our modern stuff. Like most of their stuff was very rounded. So like just pay attention to what you're modeling and making sure that those things themselves are actually like accurately representing what you're doing, and you'll do good. I was so mad I just hit the yes, one of the metal ones. Oh man. Free tips on Instagram still carry on our classes. Still, thanks for that. I'm glad. I'm really glad. I need to get back to making more of those. If you guys noticed, I've been reposting some. Again, just trying to kind of cool down a little bit from the whole social media stuff, just because I've been going at it pretty crazy this year. No, I'm glad that stuff is still helping you guys. All right, so these are generally, it sucks because they're usually like twisted coils, which I guess I could kind of do. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, let's see. Let's go to my curves. I'm going to save because it's been a second. It's always cool to hear my stuff gets used in people's schools. Like, that's... As somebody who was almost a teacher, that's really cool to hear. Give that a little bit more precision. Another question: what fields are you in with 3D freelancer games? I usually just do like whatever kind of comes. So whether it's product design or visual effects for like independent film, stuff like that. I don't know how I ended up here, but nice work, man. I'm a graphic designer getting in 3D. Israel, welcome in. I'm glad you found me. Thank you so much for the compliment. We're just, this is a live tutorial that I've been doing. I took a break from it from a bit, so I'm just kind of teaching my community how to build this speaker, because I figured it would be a fun little project. And I just finished up a massive project, and I'm just taking a break. But, welcome on in. How long have you been kind of experimenting with 3D? All right, so I need to add distribution to this thing. Distribute. We're going to distribute by 2 of them because it's only a 2 twisted pair. Number of instances, scale, coverage. We're going to add some twisting. A lot more twisting. You know what? This might actually work out pretty well. Okay. Alright, so that's pretty cool. I'm actually, let's see. Oh, I need to model the little thingy doohickey. The the thingy doohickey. We're gonna call it that. The wire crimp. I've been recommending classmates in my program to your channel because one of them is near identical to your career path. Oh, nice. So they're doing CG generalist. If you've got the capacity for it, generalism is cool. I really like it. I'm not into modeling or computering in general. I come here for the ambience. That's true too. But you've been with me from the beginning of streaming, Kelsey, so you've seen it all. I think you're probably one of the few people who have actually been watching me for like 4 years straight. Hi, I'm very new to this channel, but I have a question. What are your thoughts on 3D web development? Oh, like the UX stuff and things like that? I honestly don't know. I haven't done much with it. I've seen the cool stuff that you can do with it, but yeah, I don't honestly know too much about it. Just because like I tend to stay away from like web development stuff, because that's what I do for like my daily job. So yeah, I wish I had like a better opinion on it, but I don't. It's super cool though. It's super cool what you can do with it. I think I follow. There's like 2 people I think I follow that do like web UI stuff like that. But it's kind of a new thing, right? Because we have like more powerful both browsers and like backends now, so the stuff you can do in browser now is kind of crazy. I need to do like, I think I need to just like practice screws because I hate screws. I hate making screws. Started in 21 when I was pregnant with Zach when I found your stream. God, that's crazy. So you've been watching for 3 years. You're about on par with Chris then. Because we met Chris around the same time. Okay. So that's the crimpy portion. Am I doing that backwards? I think I am doing that backwards. It's okay though, because I can just fix that. Did anybody watch that Red 1 movie? Was it any good? I'm gonna watch it this weekend. Hopefully. I started in summer. That's true. Yeah, you met me kind of near when I started. Well, no, let's say that's not true because I started doing the 3D stuff in January. Shit, I've been officially doing like the 3D stuff for almost a year straight now. On like the internet. I've heard not so good stuff from it. I have too. But I'm all, you know, it's Christmas. Why? STI, thank you so much for the resub on Twitch, man. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, dude. Oh, mirror. Y. No. Z. No. X. Bounding box. It's the Z, and it's gonna be world. No. Object. Why are you acting funky? Oh, I didn't delete history on it. Finish, mirror, that's going to be the X. World, bounding box, object. Is that not the X? Oh, it's Z. Oops. My bad. There we go. I promise sometimes I know what I'm doing. What? Okay. I spent most of today like doing ZBrush stuff, and I'm so like locked into how to move in ZBrush. Like a lot of people don't realize when you start ZBrush, like ZBrush itself, they're very honest in tutorials. They're just like, this is nothing like any other application you've ever used before. It makes no sense. None of it makes any sense, and you're just gonna suffer. But it's a really neat tool. So that's what I have to look forward to for the next couple of months. Oh, let's see. I watched it, pretty good. It's a fun movie. Okay, as long as it's a fun movie. What's up, Andrew? How are you? And don't look at my browser history. What? What are you talking about? Vicaria, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. I almost said Instagram. Let's see. We're gonna circularize this puppy. Circularize. Oh yeah, that looks like shit. Okay, hold on. Why do you do this to me? Am I? No, it's fine. I'm like, am I overthinking this? But I don't think so. I might be. That's gonna be something I end up doing within the next week or so, is some more animation with BD1. So if you guys are interested in animation stuff, that stuff's coming back. I gotta make some more channel redemptions because people seem to like them. This is totally the wrong way to go about this, but whatever. And then I might have a surprise for everyone next week as well, as long as we can confirm it. Vicaria, how are you? I hope I'm saying that right. But it's good to have you in here. Thank you so much for the follow. How'd you find me tonight? That's what's truly on my wish for Christmas. BD1 finally, throw it back. I'm not gonna do a twerking BD1. I'll tell you what, I'll do a twerking BD1 when we hit 50 people on Patreon. I'll put that as a stretch goal for the Patreon. If that's truly what people want, I will ruin any chance of me ever working for Lucasfilm, and I'll make BD1 twerk. Don't mess with it. Oh, I hope somebody doesn't want to see that for that reason. Star Wars is too innocent for that. That's not true. Star Wars is no longer innocent like anymore at all. It was ruined a long time ago by the fandom. Alright, I think this is good enough for me to say it's a wire pluggy thingy. So let's go ahead and support this real quick. And then I think I'm going to pull it in Rhizome. We'll just UV it up. Doing good with this project. This is the speaker. So I'm just doing a little simple project. I'm just doing a little wire plug thing. Russ Quince, yes. save. I didn't know you have a Patreon. I do. I just started it about a month ago. I haven't really been advertising it a lot. I'm gonna advertise it more in 2025, but that will be coming more soon. Right now, there's only a couple free models to download, and I didn't want to like super stress it. But I'll have some courses there. I'll have some live Q&As. I'll have a bunch of stuff going on there, so it'll be pretty cool. We truly will be feasting. Yes. Let's see. It's going good. I've learned a lot from you on Instagram, and then I realized I have Twitch as well, so I came here. Nice. Well, happy to have you here. And if you have YouTube, I'm also on YouTube. What did I just do? Oh, I saved. I'm about to drop. Well, I'm not about to drop. I have to edit them all. But the Xenomorph videos will be coming out shortly. Probably next week, so I can actually get them edited. Oh, can I have a suggestion? Whenever you're creating any part, just give us small references so we can learn the way you approach it. Yeah, let me kind of show you this, because it's kind of hard. I had all of this in a pure ref scene. Crimp wire plug. So I can show you kind of what we're doing here. Very similar to this. It's just wrapped differently on the back end. So this one's basically, for some reason, like, I think that's like a 90-degree plug. If you've ever worked on like electrical stuff or anything like that, you'll find these a lot. But this one basically is just an extended one with a little loop on the back that you would take the wire, plug it into, and you would crimp it. They're generally covered in plastic like this, but they're just little different types of connectors. Do you know about... I do, yeah. I don't really use them all that much because I just haven't, like... I actually just kind of found out about them recently because I haven't used them in forever. I didn't know they were a thing, so I haven't really played with them all that much. But that's something I need to do because I've had a lot of people bring that one up. And it's probably a good place to do some tutorials for people too. Alright, so just kind of set that up. So basically, after showing you what those are, so like these just slide over these little poles which control the speaker, the current going to the speaker, and then the wires plug into them, which we're going to set up here in a second. Let's see, so let's freeze transforms on those, Control D, one, one. This is kind of a fun project because like I haven't done something this like in-depth detail-wise. It'll be fun to get in the Substance Painter. Made that for my scrapped insect. Yeah, those are good. Okay, I'm back. Had to do a thing. Gotcha. Welcome back. Did you hear the whole spiel on Patreon? I just want to make sure you didn't miss it. All right, so let's drop that to 30. That should be okay. I'm gonna go 25. It just needs to be a thin wire. Okay. So this is... Yeah, that was the thing. Oh, okay. Did you join the Patreon? You didn't have to join the Patreon, Kelsey. Thank you. I appreciate that, Kelsey. Yeah, that'll be something I start talking about next year. I just didn't want to push it this year because I didn't want to stress about it. Can you show how to do custom hotkeys in Maya? I don't honestly have any set up, so I don't really know how to do that. I've never had to. Yeah, I figured I'd do a Patreon over like waiting for YouTube subscriptions just because it's taking forever to get to that point, so vertex. That, and I follow a lot of creators on Patreon, and so I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Okay, this is gonna look really terrible for a second here. Just bear with me. Okay. Kind of the problem with wires. That's better. Can you help me in Maya after applying Arnold's standard surface? There is no option to choose from file. Yeah, I had that happen once actually. I hate to tell you this, but I think the issue that the way I fixed it was I actually repaired Maya. So if you go to your program files and go to uninstall it, you hit the repair option and then just repair the installation. That should fix it for you. The other thing you could do is you can download the Arnold installation updates, and you can just update the installer for Arnold. I've been waiting for the YouTube subscription too, but that'll work. Yeah, I'm not super stressed about the YouTube thing, like the YouTube subscription. It'll happen when it happens. I'm not gonna force it. But Patreon was, again, you know, something I could control and put some effort into, so that's what I'll be doing. Do you think that a master's is worth the time and money? Absolutely not. No. I would go so far as to say a bachelor's isn't worth it either. But if you have the money and you want to blow it on that, then go ahead. But no, getting a master's in this field is not worth the time or the money. I would argue that getting any degree in this field is not worth it. Take that from my experience. But you're much better off spending that money on a school like Gnomon or Flip Normals tutorials, like whatever. Like, there's so many better options out there. Okay. So those are the two wires that plug into that guy. And then we just got to do the same thing to this guy down here, which this one has two bigger poles. So we're going to go ahead. Boom, boom, boom. Delete this curve. Not super concerned about that. In fact, here's what we'll do. We're going to hide it. Be a little sneaky. Let's see, mesh tools, insert edge loop. Nope. Let's go boom. Boom. That way they look like they have some sort of pocket to go into. So, see? Easy. Insert edge loop. Go boom. Make sure your Instagram... Oh, Instagram hasn't died yet. Did we fix it? Are we back to 4 hours, Instagram? That would be lovely. That would actually make me so happy because I'm tired of resetting that stream. Let's see. I hate wires. Just started doing wires in my model. It's a pain in the butt. I was gonna do a lot more wires on the Xenomorph. Like, you guys want to see, like, you can kind of see which ones I did and which ones I didn't do. So, like, let's see. I know you can kind of see them. Yeah, so you can see, like, these main cables that I did going up the body and some in the back. But, like, I was originally planning to do way more. And then I was just like, I'm done. I'm not doing it. Will it give me the same output like AI standard surface? Let's see. Yeah, it's the same. That should be the same material. I mean, whenever a company does something right, when that should have been right in the first place. Let's see. Let's see. I did my bachelor's in multimedia, but it's now not worth it. I learned more from people like Cryptic and yeah, I've learned a lot from Ant CGI too over the years. Sorry for the typo. No, you're good. Yeah, it's school sucks. Like school for visual effects, animation, 3D, any of that. Like it's just not worth it, guys. I suggest if you are going to go to school, go to something like Flip Normals, go to Gnomon. The other one that everybody is doing now, the hell's that one called? Think Tank. Think Tank's another good option. Can we have a layer of plastic for the wire clamp? You absolutely can. Generally in like mass manufactured stuff like this, there won't be though. And I'll use that as a good moment to let everybody know there are 2 other streams for this entire project if you do want to catch up and do the project with me. These are considered a live tutorial, so you can just kind of follow along with me, because this will probably be a free model to download when I'm done with it. And if I can finish it before Christmas, it'll be a Christmas gift to the community. It's probably an accident. They're fighting. It was probably an accident. They're fighting to reverse. What do you mean? Did I miss something? What did I miss? School's not necessarily work on 3D, but it can be a way. It can be helpful. It absolutely can be. So like, school's one of those things where it's like it is what you make of it. You know, if you go into school with the idea that you're going to like work your ass off and really like get it done, then you know you'll probably be fine. Like you'll probably learn a lot. I can tell you from my experience, I didn't learn a lot in college because the school that I chose just was a crappy choice. So it's all about, you know, being prepared to A, do the work yourself, and B, finding a school that's not gonna like completely take advantage of you. More inclined towards management stuff, so I'm doing my master's in business administration. Yeah, and that's good. That's a really good point too. Like a lot of people look at it as like if they don't get a job directly out of school doing 3D that they're never going to do it again. Like, you know, as long as you again keep up with it, you'll be fine. But it's also okay to have a job to pay your bills. You know, it's hard to get in the industry. The industry's in a rough spot right now. So people like me, people like everyone else who's trying to get in this industry, like we all have regular jobs right now just because it's hard to get into. So there's no shame in that. And it's totally okay to go into like management or do something else that maybe isn't the best, but as long as you keep working on what you're passionate about, that's what matters. Nourishma, hi. I work in IT and I have worked in IT for the past like 15-ish years. So I'm just now kind of restarting my career in 3D. I say just now, I've been doing this for a year now, which is crazy to think about. But, you know, it's all about how you handle it. Should be, that's too thick. Is that thinner or thicker than the other one? It's about the same, isn't it? It's about the same. That's okay. Doesn't really matter. This is actually my case. I'm in reconversion and scratch my ass off for succeed at but not all students are like this. Only passion matters. I totally agree with you. Yeah, it's one of those things where like you are gonna kind of be alone in it. Like this is something that a lot of people don't understand about like the creative fields. For the longest time, you're gonna be kind of alone in your pursuit of it until you start meeting people and networking with people and kind of growing those relationships, kind of like I have over the past year. But you will be a lot of the times, especially if you're like motivated and dedicated, you're going to be that like odd person out because everyone else is just there to get grades, whereas you're like, this is my future, right? So, you know, as long as you're okay with that and you're comfortable with that, do it. Trying to get into the industry as a project manager producer in the art background, so it would be easier to communicate with the artists. That's good. No, that's awesome. I'm actually really happy that you think that way because I can't tell you how many project managers I work with who know nothing about what I do, but want to manage what I do. And I can't imagine how frustrating that would be to work in a creative industry where you're being creative and you're being told by somebody who's not how to do something. So big props to you on that one. That's awesome. Ooh, that got kind of funky. Sometimes you just gotta max out that precision a little bit. Alright. YouTube channel name, please. Same name, Cryptic Visionary. It pops up under my face there, and it's also in my bio. If you guys are on one of the larger platforms watching me, you can type in !socials, and it'll also take you to all my links. My many, many links. I can increase this thickness. This is what I like, though, because when you're working with these, oops, what you can do after I get this wire set up, I knew this was going to be problematic. Go away. I hate wires so much. This is why I don't tend to do wires. I will just kind of leave them to your imagination. But if the project calls for it, obviously you need it. Okay. So, even though I've adjusted all that, I should in theory be able to just go into here, go back to my editor, curve, sweep mesh, and just increase the scale a little bit. Yep. So that's a little bit better. We'll go to 30. And it messed it up a little bit, but just go in and fix that. So as long as you keep that sweep mesh active, you can change all you need to with it. Which is really nice. Okay, so that wire is where it needs to be now. And this one needs to go to where it needs to go now too. Microcrafter, what is reconversion? You mentioned that. I don't know what that is. Let's just fix that a little bit. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna freeze, delete. Oop, shit. Did not? Oh, I didn't delete it on that. My bad. There we go. All right, cool. So our wires are done. Speakers all wired up. Good to go. You're nice teaching teaching. I like, bro. I'm glad that you like it. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Cool. So we have a speaker. That's kind of it. So, yeah, the best thing is, maybe a mistake on my part. I'm French. My English is not perfect. Oh, no, that's okay. No problem. Yeah, I just wasn't sure what reconversion was. I was like, I don't know if that's like, because like I do get a lot of people who come in from other countries and they have different terminology for things. And so I'm like, I'm not sure if it's something for school. But no, that's totally fine. Put your finger in it? No. Can't do that. That's the forbidden hole. Dead Son. I finished my first project in Unreal. It's done. And I loved it. I loved working in it. It turned out really great. The only thing I don't like is how Unreal handles height maps. Or lack thereof handling height maps. Sencord finger. How you doing, Dead Son? It's good to see you, man. Alright, so we're gonna name everything now. I already named the body. I'm gonna hide the body just so I can see everything. What is this? What am I holding? That is nothing, apparently. That is also nothing. What's all these little instances? Okay, so that I did name a lot of this, actually. Okay, that's the first thing. Alright, so that's the little wire panel. Wire panel. Contact. I think I'm still alive. Yeah. Do you travel? If yes, come to Nepal, by the way. I'm from Nepal. I actually would love to go to Nepal. It's on my list of places to travel. But I don't have any plans anytime soon. I saw you doing the texture work. Yeah, man, it was a beast. I'm glad it's done. But how you doing? How's your stuff going, man? I saw you were live the other day. I didn't get a chance to jump in there. Woofer magnet. What's this? That's the woofer for seal. That's not how you spell seal. Okay, so that's the tweeter. Tweeter. No, that's not what I wanted. Tweeter. Is it EET? I don't know if it really matters. Body. What are you? That's grouped. Why are you grouped? Let's get those out of there. Delete that group. Okay, so that's tweeter. Base. Ring. I know I spelled that wrong. That's okay. Oh, let's see. What are your thoughts on Maya versus Blender? They're both awesome tools. You just have to choose what you're going to be doing, right? So, like, if you want to really get into the industry and like get a job pretty quickly, the best way is to kind of go after Maya and work in Maya and learn it and just love it. But if you're just doing this for like freelance stuff, or if you're just doing it as a hobby, Blender is an awesome option, so you don't have to pay for Maya. But both do generally the same thing. That is the tweeter base. This is always the fun part, is going through and naming everything. Tweeter director. Tweeter spiky ring. I don't know what it is. All right, here we go. So tweeter contact. Let's see, faceplate, speaker, faceplate. Actually, kind of screwed that up. That's not the woofer seal. That's the woofer faceplate. This is important. I know this seems tedious, but this is important to do. It will help you. I promise you. Most places I worked Did Maya, the film stuff I've worked on, they mostly work in Maya. There are a few places that use it. Yeah. I'll retract my statement. What do you mean? He's never really used Blender, is what he's gonna say. No, I've used Blender. I'm not a fan of it, but I've used it. What's up, iClassic? Yeah, I've taught a couple people how to use Blender for the most part. A lot of people use Ohm. Yeah, I mean, it's free. It's an awesome way to do it. If you don't want to pay $300 a year for Maya Indie, then Blender's a good tool. I wasn't a fan of the interface. I wasn't a fan of like all of the weird node stuff that they have. But you know, it's still a good tool. I just don't currently have it installed because I just rebuilt my PC because Unreal was having a heyday with it. Blending right now, nice. Yeah, there's nothing. I have no problem with Blender. I have a problem with the people who use Blender who come in and just like attack me for no reason, because it does unfortunately happen. I just completed Caitlin's rifle and I got a lot of problems, but eventually I find the problem. Was there similar shapes? So use Python code, which I saw from 3D Mars, but I don't know how Summit show UV. Darshra, it would probably be better if you send me an image of what you're talking about, because I'm not really sure what you're dealing with there. I don't know why you're using Python code to model, so I'd be curious what you're trying to do. Any recommendations for the best rendering software? For like personal stuff, honestly, just use like Marmoset. Marmoset's great. If you have a GPU that can handle it, Marmoset's great. If not, Arnold's pretty decent. Octane's another GPU renderer, which I might be playing with next week with somebody. Yeah, I don't really know if many, like V-Ray. There's a couple of options, but it just kind of depends on like what you want to dive into. Like if you want simplicity, I'm going to say Marmoset's probably the best. Don't worry, I'm going to be the opposite. I attack Blender. Kidding. That's good. No, we don't want to attack anybody. That's not what we're here to do. Yeah, I've been playing with Unreal Engine just to see the rendering power. Like, honestly, like, crazy enough, right? So, like, these renders are all 4K. These took, like, 45 seconds to render at 16 by 16 samples, which is pretty damn, like, high-end. And then this took an hour. It has 900 frames at 60 frames a second, 1080p. So, like, Unreal's pretty great as long as you don't want to finick with height maps. That's where things get a little funky, but if you want like a general all-around like really decent working tool, I would say like Marmoset. Yeah. Yeah, Unreal's powerful. It's very powerful. Yeah, it's disgustingly fast. Like I'll show you how like the biggest, so what I did when I was rendering through Unreal, go here. Where did I put that? Content. No practice. So the only thing I didn't like about Unreal is I couldn't find a way to do like versioning. So I just kind of went through my passes. So like my first initial render came out all right, but then you zoomed into it and I had all this nasty noise. And so all I did was add an anti-aliasing feature to the rendering engine, cranked it a little bit, and then you know, had these nice clean renders coming out of it. And what's crazy is, right, so like the head, the base, and the ribs were all 8K textures. So everything else was 4K because I squeezed enough texel density out of that. My computer wasn't having an aneurysm with them. But everything else I exported in 8K, and it was rendering so quick. So quick. It's crazy. Not modeling, just unwrapping the geo that help get a lot of unwrapped similar objects. Oh, okay. So one of the easiest ways you can do that, so say I unwrapped this and I had an identical one, you can go to Mesh, Transfer Attributes, and then you can use it to transfer your UVs to the identical meshes. The last time I rendered something, it took 16 hours for 10 seconds of footage of a phone case. Yeah. You can wait. Also, you can app Unreal to 11. Wait, do what? App Unreal to 11. What do you mean by that? So our model's done today. What are you making? Oh, this is a speaker. So this is a project I started a while ago as like a live tutorial series. What is your machine components at the moment, if I may ask? Yeah, no problem. It's a Ryzen 3900X, which is 4 years old now. 64 gigs of DDR4 RAM and an RTX 3070. And like an 800 watt power supply. Speaker back plate. No. Speaker plug back plate. Polysurface. Speaker back plate. Speaker port. Wire. External wire screw 01. I'm gonna finish this up and we're gonna pop into Rhizome. Screw cap 01. V 02. Tweeter wire. Tweeter wire plug. Control C. Control V. Control V. Woofer. Okay, so now that all that's named, we're gonna group it. Group speaker. I'm gonna save that. Save scene. All right. Let's see. 3070 is 8 gigs. Yes, 3070 is 8 gigs, and I hate that it's only 8 gigs. I don't think modeling takes up a lot of RAM. No, modeling doesn't. Like really the only thing that I suffer on is lack of VRAM because of my GPU. So my 3070 only having 8 gigs of RAM sucks. And I run into issues with that a lot, which is why I liked Unreal, because it kind of manages VRAM better because it's a game engine. So it kind of knows how to do that stuff, whereas most standalone rendering softwares don't really do it as well. 800 watts is too much for your setup. I wanted to go 1000. So the reason I do that, I always build higher. So I build all my own PCs. So whatever my power consumption is, I always go at least 200 watts higher than I need to. Because if I ever want to upgrade, I can just slap something in there. So for this PC, I've been thinking about buying a new CPU for it, which is, it's still an AM4 platform. So I can still put a higher end CPU in it. And then if I ever want to get a higher end GPU, I can slap that in there too without having to worry about upgrading my power supply. It says 64, not 8. Yeah, no, it's 64 gigs of system memory. The GPU has 8 gigs of RAM. VRAM. Adam Chacha, hello, how are you? Oh, and the GPU, never mind. Yeah. How are you? I'm doing good, how are you? No, the graphics card has 64. Like, it's quite... Yeah, no, the highest I found that NVIDIA offers is 48 gigs. I use ZBrush, but I hate the UX so much. Yeah, I know. I'm dealing with that now. I can't stand ZBrush's UI. Yeah, if you're building your own PC as like an artist, it's always good to kind of build it so you can upgrade it later on. So if you want to add power to it later on, it's just always good to kind of try to overdo some components. That's just generally the reasoning that I follow. But you absolutely don't have to. Like, yeah, I could have gotten away with like a 600 watt power supply, but you know, got my feral toddlers to bed. So good night, everybody. See you all in the next one. Kelsey, have a great weekend. I'll see you soon. Yeah, and the other thing too is like when you're buying. So another PC lesson for you guys, just because something I do kind of enjoy talking about. When you're buying a graphics card, whatever your VRAM on that graphics card is, you need to offset that with your system memory. So if you have 8 gigs of system memory and you buy a GPU with 8 gigs of video memory, you need to upgrade your system to 16 gigs of video memory. So you have 8 available for sharing. So basically your GPU uses part of the system memory and it gives that kind of buffer zone. So you always want to have double what your GPU is, or at least some sort of overflow to kind of help offset the amount of VRAM that your video card has. I have one of those 3060 12 gigs. I'm curious what I can do in terms of rendering through my CPUs. No, that's fine. Like with the 3060, you should be able to do just fine. Especially because you have more VRAM, so you'll have the ability to load higher end texture sets in. Your rendering may take a little bit, but it's still going to work fine. So I would look at Marmoset. Try downloading Marmoset's trial and give that a shot because you might really like it. It's really simple. It's kind of designed for people just to get their projects like looking really good. I initially tried to do it with my ship, but my VRAM couldn't handle it. I am making ergonomic chairs in Maya and I'm going to complete the frame, but I'm confused on how to make the netted area. Do you have any ideas? Usually with those, you'll do materials. So you use some sort of material with an alpha channel that is see-through. You wouldn't want to model that. You can model that if you really wanted to, but you're talking about a nightmare worth of work to do. I'm new to this stream. Just now I switched from Instagram to Twitch. What I want to know is streaming time. Okay, so streaming time is generally the same. I go live at 7 o'clock MST, or 7 o'clock PM MST, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you're on Twitch, the calendar on there, I think, is up to date. Hold on, let me make sure before I say anything. Let me get to Twitch real quick. I don't want to tell you something wrong. Let me see. So if you go here, where is it? Did they move it? Oh, that got all jacked up. I gotta fix that. Where's the calendar section? Did they change this? I think they did. Well, there used to be a calendar section. When did they get rid of that? Or am I stupid and I'm just not seeing it? I don't know. There used to be a thing down here. But yeah, generally it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's 4:30 a.m. for me. Yeah, so it's a little late for you. Marmoset got it. Yeah, Marmoset's a good one to look at. I've got a lot of friends. So if you guys follow Jared Chavez, he uses Marmoset primarily for all of his renders when he's not using like Unreal. He's a big proponent of that one. Looks up to date. How are you seeing it? Because I can't see that. Maybe it's because this is my channel. Hold on. Go to someone's channel who's not mine. Oh yeah, okay, so as long as okay, so yeah. Yeah, so that should be up to date. Why is mine not showing up? That's weird. Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't know why that wasn't showing up. So let's see. Let's see. Chill. That's live. These are because I streamed this week. So I need to actually add to this and set this up. So I'll get that set up for you guys. That way it kind of shows a little bit easier. But yeah. I was planning to use PNG. Wait. Yeah, as long as the PNG has an alpha channel, that's fine. Because that's what's going to give you that transparency. Low part of your live. What the hell? Let's see. So what the fuck? So I promise I wasn't shouting you out or anything. I was trying to show them my calendar, but my calendar wasn't showing up. And then I went to go see if I could see your calendar because I was worried Twitch removed the calendar. So, but I found it and then mine fixed. So I don't know why that happened. But hi, Chris. Looked at the channel homepage. Yeah, that's fine. I don't have my shoutouts working. I gotta fix that. Okay, so this is done. I think. Did I? No. Hold on. Roy, thank you for the biddies. We just got to support these real quick. Where are they? Tweeter body, tweeter base. Where is the stupid thing? Why does that keep breaking? He does it a lot. What did I do a lot? Just casually hijacks the channel. Yeah, well, he's my mod. I can abuse his channel all I want to. If it weren't for me, he wouldn't exist. No, I'm just kidding. It's too funny. I'm just gonna bevel these because I really don't care. Can't believe I forgot to do this part. My bad, guys. I think technically I could hijack your channel, right? Because you can hijack mine. Okay. So the other thing is, I think I can do it this way. Yeah, perfect. Just want to sharpen those loops. Perfect. Beautiful threads. Minimize. I'm actually kind of excited to finish this. All right, cool. So that's done, right? So we're good there. So the next thing is we got to UV this thing. So we're going to bring this over into Rhizome. If you don't have Rhizome, you can use Maya's UV tools. They're very similar. They're all kind of the same thing, so I wouldn't stress too much about it. But we're going to take this. We're going to go File, Export Selection. I got to put it in my folder where that speaker exists. I ended up saying the Xenomorph was going to be my last project of the year, but this actually might end up being the last project of the year, if I'm being honest. Which is fine. It's just a simple little thing. Speaker _2 Rhizome. Export selection. And then this is such a simple model. I'm just going to take Maya, put it over here, minimize that. And we're going to fire up Rhizome. For you work. Okay, hold on. Company, or do you freelance? Or do you make your own company if you feel? I do freelance stuff. Yeah, I'm primarily freelance. I work in IT outside of this. There will be a day when that changes. The only person who is being controlled is crypto. Shut up. I gotta make sure I can play games for his own sanity. Wait, I gotta make sure he can play games for his own sanity. That's also fair. I know this is a bit out of context, but what do you think about the usage of AI tools to help you progress quickly in your work? Okay, so generally, generative AI, I don't like it. I think it's garbage. I think it was trained improperly, and they took advantage of a bunch of people without any consent. However, when it comes to things that are making your workflow faster, so tools like background removal, right? Like if you're using background removal in Photoshop, intelligence-based blending, stuff like that, or any other like machine learning tools that are developed to make your process faster, there's nothing wrong with that. Technically, Rhizome is machine learning because the way it functions and the way it calculates, the way its little algorithm works while you're unwrapping things. So as far as using like machine learning stuff for your workflow, there's really nothing terribly wrong with it, but generative AI should be off of your list. You shouldn't use it. It's terrible. It's taking advantage of a lot of artists, and it's hurting our industry. Kind of, Michael. A little bit. Mr. Plaisenman, you are the machine, yes. All right, so we're going to go ahead and import this without UVs. Let's pull the speaker in here. Speaker live tutorial, scenes, speaker. Open. All right. Look at that. So pretty. And I didn't... Oh, you know what? I screwed up. Hold on. Before we do this. You don't have to do it this way. You absolutely can just pull it in and do it this way. But I'm actually going to smooth my model before I send it over. So I'm going to go through here. We're going to go mesh. And let me do this to the outside body. Mesh. Just going to do a base smooth. Where is it? There it is. The reason I like to do this is because it makes UVing a little bit easier. But I'll just run through here and smooth everything real quick. I tend to not select everything at once and hit smooth, otherwise we'll be waiting forever. Doing it one by one is totally acceptable. Okay, file. And I'll just save this generally as like a high poly, because this will be a high poly asset. But the nice thing is that you do this and then you UV it. You can actually transfer your attributes in Maya back to the original speaker and call it good. So it's really not the biggest deal. I just want to make sure nothing got messed up and it looks like everything's okay. Yeah, everything appears to be fine. Cool. All right, so now we'll export this. So, reload. Isn't there a way to do new? That's fine. File, export. Damn it. File, export selection. Speaker to rhizome. We're going to call this HP _ HP. Export selection. And then we're going to load that instead. Okay, so that's the high resolution version. That's the one I wanted. The reason being is because it gives me these support edges and I don't have to worry about the smoothing screwing anything up. Harris Cinematic Universe. I couldn't find your Patreon. Here. I think I had it linked. I can send it to you here. Yeah, if anyone's interested, I am starting to announce the Patreon, so there it is. Resquints, have a good night, man. Let's see. Okay, because I'm able to train my own models to my usage of my own photos and own generation models, so I guess to work around the bad part of it correctly. So yeah, that's a really good way of doing it. Like, there's really nothing wrong with that, using your own stuff to help you, like, kind of come up with new designs or do new things. Like, it's when you start using the models that were trained off of public assets that it's not okay. That's what we want to avoid, because there's no... The whole thing is very murky, and it's like the only thing I'll actually get kind of political about on my channel is that using those AI platforms like that is just really damaging to artists. So if you're building your own models with your own work, that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. What time are we at? Oh shit, I got 10 minutes. All right, so we're gonna start UVing this. We're gonna just start with the box. So what I'm gonna do is select my box, hit I to isolate, and then we're just gonna start UVing this guy. So I know the interior can just kind of pop out. So what I'm gonna do is select this interior edge here. And then we're gonna select this one. I'm stuck inside the model. There we go. And same thing here. Sometimes with these objects, it doesn't really know what it's doing. There we go. It's because it was quadded. Cut that. And then I'm going to select these corner joints. So right here. Oh, right here. And down here. And we're going to cut it. So if I take that and I unwrap it now, you can see what happens. So we have our outer body, but we have our inner body. So that's kind of everything cut and laid out. Got no distortion, so we're good to go there. Let's see. I am in an animation college, but I'm not sure what to take. Either modeling or texturing or 3D animation. What can I choose with? Choose what you're excited about. So whatever you're going for, whatever excites you. So if you love modeling, go for modeling. But also don't necessarily stray away from the other things. It's good when you're in school to experiment with everything. That's kind of the way I view school, is that you should be able to experiment with all of the aspects of production. And then from there, you can choose what you want to lock down into. That's kind of how it should be done. A lot of schools don't do it that way, but that's kind of how they should do it. So that is what I would suggest doing, is taking a look at that, figuring out what it is you really like, and then dialing down on that. You have a DaVinci Code Circle. Yep, I use DaVinci Resolve. Oh, are you talking about that? That's true. It does kind of look like the DaVinci Circle, doesn't it? All right, so the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this back ring and split it off. I mean, the UV unwrapped. I mean, good guesses all around, but yeah, no, it does look like the DaVinci icon. All right, so that should technically just unwrap, right? This is why I like Rhizome, though, because I can just select all this junk, unwrap, works, lay it out, beautiful. Then I can set my textile density how I want to. And I didn't say hi. Hi, Harris. How are you? It's good to see you. Okay, so I gotta think about how I want to separate this. So I know, yeah, I think I know what I want to do. So we'll select that, get that guy. And the rest of this technically should split fine, but I have a feeling it won't. We'll see what it does. Okay. We're going to do a split ring down at the bottom here, because that's technically going to unwrap as a ring. So we're good there. Same thing there, cut that. Raghava, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate it. Okay. So that should all be good. So now if we do an unwrap on this layout, we still have... We're getting a better result now. So this guy needs to be cut up now, which is really easy because we can just select these edges. And these seams are kind of perfect to hide on these edges because naturally these are laminated. So if you look at them, you can see seams on them. So this is kind of like a perfect use case scenario for where you'd want to lay out your seams. Unfold. Lay out. All right, so now we just want to look and see if we have any distortion. We have some distortion here, and it's with this piece, which I knew it was going to. So we're going to go ahead and just start splitting this guy off. And same thing, we're going for these corner joints. Just wherever they terminate, because you want to kind of, again, hide that seam. We don't have that option up here. So I'll just click there and click back. Just cut that. I got to enjoy being in Maya for all of like 2 hours before I jumped back into another application. I hate my life. All right. Beautiful. So that's kind of it. That's how we... Wait a minute. What happened? Why didn't you unfold? Ah, that's why. And then we'll come through and we'll manually lay these out again because I don't like the use that we have here of this space. There's better use for it. But that's kind of it. So we're going to save this. It's going to be saved to my high poly one, so I'm not worried about it. And we'll work on this again on Monday because I'm just doing easy stuff for the rest of the year. That's all we're going to do is just some simple stuff. And I might talk to Tamuzu, because Tamuzu and I were talking. Maybe we'll render this out in Octane. That might be kind of cool. I did save. But I'll save it again. All right, but Instagram, thank you guys so much for hanging out. It's been a great night. I'm going to say goodbye to you now. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all on Monday. All right. YouTube, same to you guys. Thank you again so much for watching and hanging out tonight. You guys are helping push the numbers up so we can get to that glorious partnership on YouTube. So I appreciate you all watching. We're going to go ahead and end the stream on YouTube now. And then Twitch, we got a raid.